Hi everyone, my name is Audrey and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to try and find out what my actual real favorite book is. So I'm not exactly doing a tier ranking video because I don't like making those. I feel like the editing is very tedious. I don't like what they look like either. And I have found some booktubers that were doing it the way that I'm actually going to do it today. And I thought it would be a fun thing to do, especially because I find it hard to answer this question, which book is my favorite of all time. So I've only been reading, like actively reading things that I want to read since 2020-ish. A little bit before that, but not that much. And then with the Hunger Games, I really got into it in 2020. And I feel like everything was my favorite, or almost. But now that I've read more, I have a little bit more nuanced taste, which I think is totally normal. So I have 71 books today, and I got to that number of books because by going on my Goodreads, read books, and I sorted them all by star rating, and every book that I rated 5 stars, not 4.5 rounded up, because I usually write those in the reviews, they're rounded up. So actual 5 stars and 6 stars, and I wrote all of them down. And I put them on tiny papers in here that I am going to draw. And I'm going to take 2 titles of books and pick which one is my favorite between both of those, and so on and so forth. So there's going to be 7 rounds to get to one final winner for the great title of being my favorite book of all time. Anyways, so yeah, that's how I got to 71 books, which is quite a lot considering that I never managed so far in 4 years to achieve 52 books a year. I've always been in the 40s range, so that says a lot to my reading, and that I've been reading great books, and I'm happy with that. But I still want to know which is my favorite. So I like all of these books that I'm going to mention in here, and I'm saying that for myself as well because sometimes it's going to be hard to pick one over another. And also, while I was writing down these titles, I realized that some older titles that I've read like some time ago, I was less strict in my ratings, and some of them, thinking back on them, I feel like they're more 4 stars or 4.5 stars instead of actual 5 stars. Yeah, anyways, I'm still including them in here, but these are my top rated books. I don't think I've ever done so much preparation for one single video, but yeah, I'm excited. I am going to show you the diagram in the video here. Try my best because there's a lot of books, so the image is going to be pretty big. I am going to Photoshop everything. I've got my like handwritten diagram here for myself so I can write down everything, but the final result you'll see will be Photoshopped. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right. So the first, I've got 2. So the first book is, okay, A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig, and The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. That one is pretty easy. I loved both, but City of Brass is up there. She Who Became the Sun, and A Dead Gin and Caro. Oof. Okay, one is a novella. Oh, that's a hard one. If I look at like which book I would reread both. That's the thing. I do want to reread She Who Became the Sun. But that's because I'm going to read book number 2, A Dead Gin and Caro. Peter Clark is an auto-buy offer for me. So, but if we're looking at the actual titles, I think I'm gonna go with Dead Jen and Carol. This is hard. So next one, we've got Washington Black and All Systems Red. For this one, it's easy. It's gonna be Washington Black. Then we have Strange the Dreamer and The Fellowship of the Ring. Okay, I really love The Lord of the Rings, but I feel like I prefer the movies to the books. I know, but yeah, my deepest memories of this is of the movies, and there's way too many description for it being my favorite actual book, especially compared to Strange the Dreamer. So Strange the Dreamer it is. And I've been saying that Strange the Dreamer is my favorite book of all time for a while. I don't know if it's gonna stay that way. Muse of Nightmares, okay. And The Kingdom of Copper, 2 second books of series. This is a hard one. I don't know which one to pick. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Muse of Nightmares, and that's because I don't like what's happening in here. It doesn't make me feel happy. I mean, I loved it. I love their journey, but there's still a third book. This one is the last book of the trilogy, of the duology, which means like there's a good resolution. There's something that's completed and satisfying to that, compared to The Kingdom of Copper, where I'm very stressed out thinking about what happens in here. I am going to reread them, but since I haven't finished Empire of Gold, that one doesn't get to be in here. So I'm gonna go with Muse of Nightmares. I knew this was gonna be tough. The more I go through the rounds, the worse it's gonna be. Away and Legend. I'm gonna go with Away. The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. That's a favorite one. Or The Beautiful. I'm gonna have to say the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Stay With Me, or file number 2491. This is book number 3.5 of the Themis files, and the author actually wrote like extra files that go in between some of the books, and this one actually concluded the whole trilogy because there are 3 books, and this is like an extra chapter after the ending of the last book. And I was not completely satisfied with the ending of that book, but this extra chapter made it better in my opinion. That's why I gave it a 5 stars. But is it my favorite book? Like definitely not. So Stay With Me is gonna be the easy winner here. Ace of Spades or Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Oof. I think I want to go with Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and that's because Ace of Spades is YA, so those are not necessarily my favorites. If I have to pick between 2 books, I'll go with an adult book, and Before the Coffee Gets Cold is one of my recent reads. The Last Magician, A Psalm of Storm and Silence. I'm gonna go with A Psalm of Storm and Silence. The Girl from the Other Side, Volume 3. And the 5th season. Oh, that's a hard one. Oh my gosh. Okay, just because of the brilliance of N.K. Jemisin, I'm rereading these this month. Yeah, 5th season. That was a tough one because The Girl from the Other Side is an amazing book, and volume 3 is the best out of the 3 volumes. The 5th season is gonna be the winner here. I have to remind myself that I like all of these books. You love all of these books. All right. They're There, or Come Tumbling Down. I'm gonna have to go with Come Tumbling Down, just because I really prefer the magic of this world to the contemporary book, even if I did give both 5 stars. Assassin's Quest, ooh, or The Inheritance Games. The thing with Robin Hobb is I prefer her books as a whole, like the full trilogy as a whole, or the full universe, because I only read 1 trilogy so far, but I prefer the whole in itself than the individual books. But I did give Assassin's Quest a 5 stars. But The Inheritance Games has so many things that I like, that is fast paced. I think I'm gonna go with Assassin's Quest, because in the long run, this is what's gonna stick with me. Why is this so hard? And I keep doing this to myself. KK, or The Burning God. That is cruel. I think I'm gonna have to go with The Burning God, because it's one of the rare books that got me crying and that I think were perfect. But I loved KK so much. I'm sad. Down Among Sticks and Bones, or Crooked Kingdom. I'm gonna go with Crooked Kingdom for that one. That was easier. I know that Down Among the Sticks and Stones is one of people's favorites of that series, but it's not my favorite. Okay, Heartstopper Volume 1, or Beneath the Sugar Sky. I think I'm gonna go with Heartstopper Volume 1, The Dragon Republic, or Bad Feminist. Dragon Republic. Unfortunately, I prefer fantasy to nonfiction. And I'm just picking these out of like personal preference more than actual worth of a book, if that makes any sense. Lucky Girl, How I Became a Horror Writer, or Spy Family Volume 2. We're going to go with Spy Family. The Black God's Drums, or Spy Family Volume 1. Black God's Drums. Under the Whispering Door, or The Keeper of Nights. I think, okay, I'm gonna stop thinking and just try to go with instinct, and I'm gonna go with The Keeper of Night with this one. I have to stop thinking about it because it's hard. I love them all. The Night Circus, or Prodigy. Ooh. See, when I said that some of these books I probably would rate 4 stars, rethinking about them, those are 2 books that I would re-rate probably 4 stars. But between the 2 of them, I think I prefer Night Circus. The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi, or The Haunting of Tramcar 15. I'm going to go with The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi. In an Absent Dream, which is my favorite of the Wayward children's series, or The Hunger Games. I'm going to go with In an Absent Dream, but Raybearer, or Mockingjay. Gonna go with Raybearer. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Ma vie de gâteau sec or Catching Fire. I'll go with Catching Fire. Don't have much left to go for round number 1. Slay or The Empress of Salt and Fortune. The Empress of Salt and Fortune. Eliza and Her Monsters or The Girl from the Other Side. Gonna go with Eliza and Her Monsters. The Six of Crows or The Poppy War. I'm gonna say The Poppy War. The Sleeper and the Spindle or Ma vie de Jello. I'm gonna go with The Sleeper and the Spindle. Liquid or The Chaos of Standing Still. I'm gonna go with Liquid. Lion or The Girl from the Other Side, Volume 1. The Girl from the Other Side. So we've got The Deep or A Game of Thrones. The Deep. A Master of Gin or Every Heart a Doorway. Ugh. I'm gonna go with A Master of Gin. The House in the Cerulean Sea or Heartstopper Volume 3. Heartstopper Volume 3. Last 3, we've got Jade City. I can't remember what's left. Or The Blood Trials. That's harsh. Gonna go with Jade City. And the last one we've got left that is moving on to round number 2 is Horror Store. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I had to stop filming and try to untangle everything because I just written numbers associated with every title because I don't have the space to actually write the title of the books. So yeah, and the dog came in and made a mess of everything. So yeah, this is gonna be quite fun-ish, not to edit. Anyways, I'm ready. Let's go. So for round 2, we've got The City of Brass or A Dead Gin in Caro, and I'm gonna go with The City of Brass. Next, we have A Washington Black or Strange the Dreamer, and I'm gonna have to go with Strange the Dreamer. Next, we got Muse of Nightmares or A Latsoi. I'm gonna go with Muse of Nightmares. Then we have The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle or Stay With Me. I'm gonna have to go with The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Next, we have Before the Coffee Gets Cold or A Psalm of Storm and Silence. I'm gonna go with Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Next, we have The Fifth Season or Come Tumbling Down. It's gonna be The Fifth Season. Next, we have Assassin's Quest or The Burning God. And I'm gonna have to go with The Burning God. So we have Crooked Kingdom or Heartstopper Volume 1. I'm gonna have to go with Crooked Kingdom. Next, we have The Dragon Republic or Spy Family Volume 2, Dragon Republic. Next, we have The Black God's Drums or The Keeper of Night. I think I'm gonna go with The Black God's Drums. I am so unsure of myself doing this. Wow. Next, we have The Night Circus or The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi. That's an easy one. The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi. Next, we have In an Absent Dream or Raybearer. And I'm gonna have to go with In an Absent Dream. Okay, 6 more to go. Catching Fire or The Empress of Salt and Fortune. I am going to have to go with Catching Fire. Next, we have Eliza and Her Monsters or The Poppy War. That's easy, Poppy War. Then we have The Sleeper and the Spindle or Lakewood. The Girl from the Other Side, Volume 1 or The Deep. I want to go with The Deep. A Master of Jinn or Heartstopper Volume 3, A Master of Jinn. And finally, Horror Store or Jade City. That's also an easy one, Jade City. Round number 3. So we have The City of Brass or Strange the Dreamer. This is cruel. Kind of have to go with Strange the Dreamer. Next, we have Muse of Nightmares or The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Then we have Before the Coffee Gets Cold or The Fifth Season. The Fifth Season, easy. The Burning God or Crooked Kingdom. The Burning God. The Dragon Republic or The Black God's Drums. The Dragon Republic. The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi or In an Absent Dream. The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi. Not much can beat that one. Catching Fire or The Poppy War. Poppy War. Okay, 2 left. Lakewood or The Deep. Ooh, I'm gonna say The Deep. A Master of Jinn or Jade City. This is hard, but I have to go with my instincts and I'm gonna say Jade City. All right, round number 4. Strange the Dreamer or The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. These are my best of the best favorites. This is so tough. I think I have to go with Strange the Dreamer. And the only reason why I keep picking up Strange the Dreamer is because I see myself as a teenage in Laszlo Strange so much that just the feeling that I got while reading it, it's uncompared. So yeah, I don't know why I feel the need to justify myself. Anyways, next, The Fifth Season or The Burning God. The Fifth Season. That is a tough one, but The Dragon Republic or The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi. And I think I have to go with The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi. And finally, we have The Poppy War or The Deep. Just for personal preferences for fantasy, high fantasy, I'm gonna have to go with The Poppy War. And Jade City is also moving to round number 5. All right, so for round number 5, we know that Strange the Dreamer is gonna still be in the race for the final demi-finals. So we have only a couple of more choices left. So next we have the 5th season or The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. I have to go with the 5th season. That is so hard. And then we have the Poppy War or Jade City. I'm gonna go with the Poppy War. All right, because I don't have an even number of choices to make, Poppy War is rolling into the finals. And then to know which one is going to be in the finals, we've got Strange the Dreamer against the 5th season. And this is gut-wrenching. I'm gonna have to go with the 5th season and final round, the 5th season against the Poppy War. I'm gonna have to go with the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. So it is officially my favorite book of all time. Am I surprised? Not at all. But there were some very difficult choices in here. I'm surprised that I only got to keep like first books of these trilogies. But yeah, these top 3, I'm not surprised at all. And there you have it. This is going to be very painful to edit. So I'm not gonna be doing these too frequently because it's a lot. So on that, I am going to go and edit everything. Let me know in the comments if you agree with any of my choices. I would love to know. Like, comment, subscribe if you wish. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you soon in the next one. Bye.